Oh snap! Bang!
We are back.
With a bang.
A bang bang.
Another topic
That's
that makes you
snap, snap, snap.
snap, snap.
Guys, I feel like we haven't seen you guys in a very long time, but we are back with a deep topic, and this is our snap. Otherwise, my name is Dombi. This is Simple, and we bring you all the topics that makes your fingers
Snap! And today's topic is entitlement, and I repeat, entitlement.
Poop, poop, poop.
Woo! It's a very sensitive topic, very sensitive. And Tombi is gonna give us the definition of this topic.
Actually, before we get started, are you guys ready for this topic? So basically, the definition for this topic is Google. Okay, guys, it's not me. It's Google. It's feeling that you have the right to do or have what you want without having to work for it or deserve it, just because of who you are. I think I just want to say that again. Have what you want without having to work for it or deserve it.
Yes, so the reason we chose this topic, it's something that we've been going through a lot, with friends, family, whereby you feel that people feel entitled, they have the right to have things that you have, or demand money from you, or demand your time, your belongings, just because they are associated with you. It's either they are friends or their families. People will go out on their way to be like, yo, listen, I raised you, so I think I deserve some of this, even if it inconveniences you. I've been your boy since during difficult days, so I think you should be giving me this thing. But with that part, often enough, it leaves to the person who's feeling entitled to you. They are benefiting because you giving them everything, and it leaves you in a corner, in a space where it's either financially, you're being put in a corner, or you are unhappy, or you have lost something that was important to you. So I think when it comes to the issue of entitlement, it's a necessary of that people are selfish enough to inconvenience you, and they put you in the corner. And at times it's difficult not to help them, because at times they are family or they are friends, so there's that issue of loyalty somewhere along the line.
Yeah.
So I think it's not the thing that we're only going through, but I've realized that many people are going through this thing of always having to be inconvenienced by other people who are closer to you, and always feeling entitled.
Yeah, and I think with people who always feel entitled, they don't want to work for it. They like free stuff, they like easy stuff, but give me, but they don't want to give Bona. That is the biggest issue. So that's what's people who are entitled, that's what I don't like about them. It's because they feel so much entitled about everything, guys. Even if you take, I saw something on Facebook. It said that just because I said no to you doesn't mean I won't go to the hotel, doesn't mean that I won't go to the restaurant I want to go to. Just because I said no, it's it's my money. I can do whatever. I budgeted for it, and Abanyaban would have a problem with that, saying that, but I borrowed money but you didn't give me. But they want to inconvenience you. You see that?
Yeah, I think also it's a part of one, others do it intentionally, knowing that they are inconveniencing you and they are feeling entitled. Others, it's because of culture, if you're coming from an African home, there's this kind of a thinking of, if you are the child, you are working, you're supposed to send something at home to your parents or to your younger brother, younger sisters, So I think we're dealing with those two challenges. One, it's culture. People feel that, listen, it's like that thing, if Ndombi has made it, the entire Khatebe family has made it,
You have to say my culture.
The entire family has made it, Or it's the part of I will go out my way to inconvenience Ndombi, because I know that we share some sort of loyalty to each other, And I think the issue of entitlement, it can lead one to depression, You can be depressed by people, I know a few friends of mine, they always have to block people, They always have to try, to a point that even if you go out, let me not post, because once I post, people are gonna think I've got money, So it can lead to depression. It can lead to friendship being ending, you know, like just end the friendship, cut ties with family. It's not a good thing to do,
not
you know.
easy though.
And at the same time, you struggle with that because you're not doing it to other people, but people are doing it to you.
That's what I don't understand with people. They don't mind inconveniencing you, but when you never inconvenience other people. So I feel like in such things, you just have to cut ties. If you have to, just block them on your statuses, because I know that when I have to travel or whatsoever, people think I'm the rich. Like I have money. I'm the
Save that for 3 months.
I saved up for it, and I do deserve it because I work so hard for my money. And when we or whatsoever, and you're feeling so entitled because of my money, sorry, but I feel like sometimes we don't speak about these things. And you guys, to a point that even with other family members, Baba, you even show them your pay slip and show them that after everything has been deducted, I'm still left with nothing. This is shorter even with bus fare, but they still want to take.
Yeah, I know also at the same time that because in an African culture, you know, most of us at times can go into debts that we don't benefit from. You know, like you have to go and take a debt of a huge TV that you are not even watching, but your family is watching at home,
you know,
or being put under that pressure of you have to build your house because everyone else's house is being built. You get
mother's house.
Yes, so I think those things can really lead to a sense of unhappiness to an individual. I know that we've experienced it, you know, and I think, listen, we're not experts on this thing, but we're gonna share a few solutions. You know, you can also add yours in the comments because we'll also read just to learn, you know, because I think here we're just exchanging, you know, information where we can learn from each other. You know, I think at the same time, you know, it's always difficult at times to cut ties with family, you know, especially with sisters and brothers, or with mothers and fathers, you know, or the people who raised us, you know. So I think one of the ways, as much as it's a difficult conversation to have, are to sit down with the people and speak to them. You get my point? Like you know. And I think, like, I know some friends of mine will go to an extent, like one time be saying, show them your pay slip, you know. For me, I'm not for that, you know. Because once people do show them your pay slip, like, oh, you're really earning money. They don't look at the deductions, you know. But for me, I'll suggest, like, you know, if it's your parents, you know, sit them down, explain them the situation that you are in, you know, and be honest enough to them, you know, like to say, listen, I don't have what you think I have, you know. Because I think at times people look at you as an individual like, hey, you're balling, man. You're always wearing a new weave, you know, new t-shirt, you know, nice cars. So they think you're balling, but they don't know that actually these are debts. You know, I pay for these things monthly. You get my point. So I think to those who are closer to you, who you can't cut ties with, you know, it's difficult to cut ties with a parent.
It's difficult.
It's difficult to cut ties with brothers and sisters, you know. But I think those who are close by, you can sit them down, try to explain them, you know, try to see reasoning onto those things, you know, and hopefully they can see reasoning onto that. With friends, I think similar thing can happen, you know, but at the same time, you know, to them, it's like, dude, if you're gonna continue being unselfish, I'm just gonna move away, you know. That's the solution that I can provide. Any solutions that you have?
Same.
Go on.
But no, I was going to ask, okay, let's start with the spaces. There are some friends that they're so entitled with your own space. It doesn't have to be in terms of like visiting you or anything, but just your own space, like on social media, like on WhatsApp and stuff. They feel so entitled. You have to speak to me. What do you do then?
I think that situation, it's more, you can say it was started also by us, you know, like I think the more we're growing, you know, the more we are changing. For example, before I met you, before I got married, you know, I was always with my friends, you know. At one point we stayed together, you know. But now I'm the one who's married and they are not yet married. So it's my duty to say, listen, things are no longer the same now. I'm no longer available as I used to be available. I'm no longer doing this and this and this as we used to do it, you know. So I think when it comes to friends, it's just a matter of communicating, because people at times are like, I've always been doing things like this, you know. It's like if one of my friends is gonna borrow money from me, because now I'm married, I'm not just gonna give you money. I have to speak to someone. You get my point? You get my point? So in the past, someone was like, just lend me 200 rand, I'll just give the person. But now lend 200, like, okay, dude, I'll get back to you. Let me speak to so and so, you know, to discuss those things. So I think with friends, at times you can take them, teach them, you know, say, because at times, you know, in friends you find that we don't grow at the same time, and our way of seeing life is not the same, you know. So we think that part is a case of sitting down with the person, explaining to the person, you know. But if they don't get it, dude, you can't force them to get it. You just have to bounce. Another one?
Another question. So I know.
What was your view on that? On the spaces issue?
Spaces issues. For me, like I know that I never crowd other people. I always worry that am I crowding their space. Hence sometimes I'll rather pull back. Even at I'm distance or anything, but I always worry that am I crowding someone's space? Am I being too much sometimes, you see? Because I understand that people are going through a lot of things which we do not understand. Or some people had like bad experience with friendships and stuff. So you just try to be cautious. So that's my view, is that always try to be cautious and always communicate things or whatsoever if you feel like this thing is not like comfortable. But another question I have is that I understand it's hard to cut ties with family members or your mother or your father, whatsoever, but what if you still sit them down and they still continue even when you show them the pay slips and everything? Like, the entitlement is just there, because I understand all people have that thing that ndukulisile, so now it's time for you to, in a way, like pay me back. Then what do you do? Because that's why you find a lot of young people who are depressed, who like they even do suicide because of the entitlement. Because
I'd rather stop working.
They rather stop working. Like, when I'm not working, no one wants me anything. When I'm not working, then what do you do?
I think, you see, on that part, I honestly do not know.
Maybe people like listening to this podcast.
Yeah, maybe you guys can give advices, because such situation does happen. Like you can sit people down, and then maybe after 2 months they're back and they're old way of doing it. So I think in that issue, I honestly do not. Or no, I'll also like to know. Because I've been through that, and I'm seeing a lot of people going through that, and it hurts. You get my point? I mean, you meet people like, yo, dude, after I get paid, it's like, I didn't get paid. I pay for everyone's expenses. I maintain the entire family. You get my point? And for me, I feel like, I don't like to use the term black tax, because I don't like to say we're paying tax to our parents, But that's like what's happening concurrently. The fact that you're maintaining everyone, and no one is necessarily giving you any breath. So maybe in the comment section, if you guys know of a solution, for us and also for others who are listening, what do we do in those situations? Because at times, parents can be parents, We do have parents who are reasonable. We do have parents who are like, chini. Isikelo singaka.
Imali zam.
Ingabali uma ukuthi odongo bami apha endlini. Ngokuwena uzenza.
But the question is, for the people like who suffer because of entitlement, who's taking care of them? That's my worry. Because I understand that you won't be everyone's favorite cup of tea. Like, you have to start saying no for your own sake. It's like, I think Brendan Praise once said that you cannot pour in other people's cup if when you are
empty. You have an empty cup,
Empty
cup.
Empty cup. So I feel like at this moment, a lot of young people, their cups are very empty, and we cannot like fill in other people's like cups or whatsoever.
Yes.
Cup.
Or cup.
Cup. Yeah. CUP or CUPS. Cups. So I think my motivation is start filling your cup so you can be able to come back again and fill other people's cup. Because he even made an example, Brendan. He said that if you're broke, how are you going to help that family that you would like to help? Rather, push yourself, evolve, make that money, and then come back and be able to help them.
And I think, it may sound a bit, but at times, selfishness does help. Just a bit of selfishness for yourself. Just to look out for yourself. You get what? Just not a lot.
A pinch.
God doesn't encourage that. Just, just to take care of yourself at times. I think at times, there are times you feel like, no, I'm going out.
You have to put yourself
I'm
first.
going to enjoy it. I've worked hard for it. I see the depth of other people, but let me just take care of myself once in a while, So a bit of selfishness,
helps.
Does help. You get my point. But at the same time, it's also the part of. It's not only the financial part of it. It's also, even in relationships, your partner can feel entitled to your phone. They can feel entitled
of your time, like solo cooking.
Hi, Martin. Can feel entitled of your phone. Feel entitled over your time. Feel entitled of
Everything.
just being everywhere with you. You get my point? As if
Njengochepisa.
yeah, as if now you're my breathing air. My sister.
You're not my
breathing
oxygen.
air. You're not my breathing air. You're my partner.
There's a difference. It's
So
a difference.
entitlement reaches very, very like broad. It's not only
it's a
the
very
finances.
broad topic.
It's a very broad topic, and
But I think what hits us the most is the finance part and the space part. Yeah, but
I think also another thing, we're too quiet when we come being hurt, or when we're uncomfortable. I think there comes a time in life where you just need to speak up. You get my point? You might have to speak out to your family. It's awkward, been there. You might have to speak out to your partner. You might have to speak out to your friends. You might have to speak out to, but there comes a time where you're like, the more I'm quiet, the more I'm pale, So I'll say that's one of the solutions. That there comes a time that you need to speak. You need to say, I'm drawing the line. You get my point? Because you're not dying tomorrow, my sister, my brother. We still need you.
We still need you. Wait.
Yes.
That's snap. But
Yeah.
okay. But what I was going to say is that put yourself first, and then the other things can come after that, because those people who are entitled, they don't really even think about you, basically.
Yeah.
All you are a bank to them. Like,
it's like someone saying, like, you're gonna pay rent now, and someone say, borrow me 100 rand, and they take it and they go and drink it.
like guys,
You're like, dude, the 100 rand, you lend a rent, the person drink it.
and they don't care.
You get my point?
Or you've worked in night shift, and they don't care how hard you've worked for your money.
So it's issues like that of, at some point you need to have your own rules. As some people say, and I agree, put yourself first from time to time. You need to
Fill
put
your
yourself
cup first before
first.
you fill other people's cup. Have fun. Life is too short, guys. Tomorrow is not promised. Live life. Be happy. Put yourself first. If someone feels entitled,
So I think in the comment section, we can be right, we can be wrong, We're not experts, we're just sharing our views. Maybe you have a different view or something to add, be there on the comments,
Yeah.
Let's
And
learn
how
from
do
each
you
other, let's
define
exchange
entitlement?
experiences. How do you define entitlement? For us, that's how we define entitlement. Someone feeling they have the right to your own stuff. They didn't even work for it simply because they have family or friends, or your space, or your belongings or your partner, So comment section, what do you think, man? Let's learn from each other, That's what this platform is about.
Yeah, okay, we're going to need nice for me. There's a lot of guys. But okay, guys.
You see that entitlement? Yes.
Yes. But guys, it was good to see you. Hope to see you soon. Asibuyile P. Test out.